Hi and welcome to Classic Car Ninjas. I'm Toby. You'd normally expect to see myself and Richard stood in front of a classic car that we're about to review. But today we decided to go down a different route. We're actually talking about cars today, and I've got an esteemed panel with me, which is effectively just a bunch of my mates. I've got Richard.
Hello.
We've got our friendly Mercedes expert, Jake.
Hello.
And a good pal of mine from many years and car collector, iRock Steve.
Hi.
And I don't know about you guys, but the question I've got for you is what the hell is going on with classic car prices? We all saw what happened at the Anglian car auction about a week ago with a Mercedes 500 SL going through for Mondeo money and everything well below reserve.
Yeah, markets all over the place, isn't it? What were classics still are classics. They're just cheap classics now. I don't know if that's a good sign, a bad thing, I really don't know, but prices are low. Very
Prices
low.
are low, yeah.
But do you buy now or not? That's the thing, isn't it?
I think you do. I think really, it wasn't just Mondeo money; it was crap Mondeo money, wasn't
exactly,
it?
Yeah.
So, what was an R129, or was it an R210? Which one was
It
it?
was the one after the R12. It was the
210.
Yeah, the 2005
Yeah.
SL500 went through for about three and a half.
They're a bit of a plastic Mercedes, actually. And anyway, the market's not going to warm to those cars quite yet. I don't think they ever will do, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, another story.
Yeah.
But I say $3,500 for an SL500 V8 Mercedes.
I know, amazing, isn't it?
That is
Unbelievable.
auction prices.
Unbelievable.
Auctions sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low. These ones just all seem to be really low.
They did seem to. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of Rolls Royces. I saw a Rolls Royce
Me
went
too.
through, the same as my Rolls Royce, a Silver Spur Mark II, and it sold for £1,300. I didn't tell my wife about that one for obvious reasons.
Could have bought it
It's
for
good for
spares.
spares, yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Is it about? I mean, is it because there's uncertainty, like in the economy? People just they don't know what they're going to do with their money. You know, the spare money syndrome. It's like, will the mortgage rates go up, down?
Well, we were talking about this
You
the
know,
other
they're
day.
frightened of buying, aren't they?
Well, remember, we were talking about the other day, and your son Lee said to us, he said, well, back in the day, people, when the interest rates were nowhere, they were all on their arse,
Yeah.
people would go out and spend a bit their spare money on a classic
Yeah.
car. But now, perhaps the interest rates are going up a bit, and people are a bit more uncertain.
Caution,
People are
I
keeping the
think.
money in the bank
Yeah.
rather than buying a car.
Yeah.
Interest rates have actually stayed steady, haven't they? They've just done it again.
They have,
and they've
yeah.
stayed at
Yeah.
4.25, I think they are.
Yeah.
So that they're going nowhere yet. Maybe it's certain classics.
Well, I don't know, but back in the day, I'm talking about when it was like 1/2 of 1% and things. That was the last classic car boom, if you remember. They went through
Was
the
it?
roof because no one could invest, and it went through, went up right up to.
I do think, the 2 years post, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years post-COVID now, people have got busy again. And
Yes.
also, I think people have actually got so busy that the classic cars have gone to the back of their minds a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think there's a little bit of that. There's a little that momentum, or rather that sort of like detraction, I think, from classic cars. And also, I think, yes, there is the possibility that classic cars were overvalued for a certain amount for a long period of time. And I think that people have realised they're not quite the investment they thought they were going to be. But that's probably the top end. The middle rank and the lower rank, what we're seeing, again, at Anglian car auctions, I think, you're absolutely right, that's extremely low prices. And it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable what you can buy for £4,000, £5,000, £6,000. It's unbelievable.
I think there was an RS 2000, Mark II Escort RS 2000. It was wrecked. It was on dollies.
It was a heap.
Yeah,
It was a
and
heap
that
of
was
shit,
strong
wasn't
money, though. It went for good money. Classic Fords,
But
blue
is that still
oval badge, they still do it.
the fast
Yeah.
Ford.
They do. I don't know why.
No.
I think
I
they're
really don't know.
overpriced
I've never
personally,
designed one.
but, I mean,
Ever
know.
designed a
Yeah,
classic.
don't say that in front of a Ford fan, though.
No,
No, I've had faults, but you know,
They'll lynch you.
Yeah.
Remember
Maybe,
that, remember that 2.8
Maybe.
injection Capri? You had the 4-speed one.
The 4-speed.
That you parked
yeah,
out for the 5-speed.
Yeah,
No, the 5-speed.
And the checkered trim.
Could you imagine what that'd be worth now?
They only made them for about a year, I think.
Yeah,
Then he went
the
5-speed.
1981 they did the 4-speed
Correct,
Ford,
and
didn't
I
they?
had one of those
Yeah.
and sold it, obviously, for,
Didn't you
I
sell
don't know,
it?
about £1,000 or something.
Yeah.
Something
Did you
silly.
part exchange it
Gee
because
whiz.
the 5-speed came out and you fancied one of those or something?
No, I didn't know. I
Fancy
got
5
rid of it
gears.
for some other reason. I can't remember. I know the irony.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it is.
really?
It's funny, isn't it?
4-speed.
But rarity is everything, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think, the cars that are rare still,
Yes.
or the cars that we desired and still rare, I still think are fetching good money. But there are some 10 a penny cars, again, the 500 SL Mercedes, there's a lot of those around. There's a lot of them to sell because the Mercedes-Benz are a victim of their own success, a bit like Rolls-Royce, by the way. There's still a lot around. If there's still a lot around, there's a lot to choose from, and it's always going to drive the prices down.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, with that in mind, at Classic Car Ninjas, we thought what we'd have a chat about today is having seen the prices, and we had a good think about what we'd like to buy. So really, the chat today is: what would you buy for 5,000? What would you buy for 10? And if you were feeling flush, what would you buy for 20,000? So with that in mind, floor's open, guys. You've got
I'm
five.
gonna start.
Here we go.
You've got £5 grand. What are you going to buy?
In fact, I've got a £5 budget, but I've also got change. So, 2008 Honda Civic Type R GT.
This is, of course, Classic Car Ninjas. Please,
Well,
please expand.
2008. This will be a classic car. People love Type Rs. People love Hondas. Give it 10 years. They will be a classic car. 197 horsepower. Awesome 4-cylinder 2-litre VTEC. 3-door black FD2 is what they call these ones. £3,299. I've got insurance in there. I've got road tax. I've got any repairs in there as well. I've got change.
Yeah, and that, of course, being a Honda, you talk about repairs. It's Japanese. It
will
never goes wrong.
131,000 miles. That'll do that again.
Yeah.
With good maintenance, good servicing. It'll do it again. Brilliant cars. People
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Anyone got any? I'll take your Honda.
No one will
and
do
I'll-
better.
And I'll turn it into a German. Now I've got a car which I really do like, and I know Steve doesn't like them. I know Jake's on the fence, and I know Richard thinks okay.
What's this?
Go on.
And
Go on. I'm not. I'm really.
How much?
intrigued.
Hang on. How much German is it?
we'll get to that.
Not East German, is it? It's
It's
not Warburg, is it?
pseudo-German.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to say the word to you:
I'll shut up then.
Chrysler Crossfire.
Not much German.
Now, I know they've got a bad reputation. Jeremy Clarkson once said something about they look like a dog doing their business, and they do. I've got 3 dogs, and they do have that shape when they're doing their business. However, as you lot all know, I'm a sucker for a convertible, and I really like convertibles.
You like going
Chrys-
topless?
Yeah, the Chrysler Crossfire, I find, is one of those cars that in years to come, when it's £12,000, and I know you have a different opinion, Steve.
If it's 12,000.
When they're 12 grand and they're really rare, we're going to say, do you remember when you could pick these up for 1,500 quid? Now, I'm talking about a
doubt
budget.
it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a budget of 5 grand. But I've seen a 74,000 mile 3.2 V6 convertible, full service history, for sale for 2,995. Now, that's the sort of car I would happily take a punt on. It's got, as I said, it's got 3.2 V6, same engine out of the first generation Mercedes SLK, which is what they're based on. I think
chassis,
it's
innit?
about
Yeah.
39%. I think of the components, chassis, engine,
Be precise.
gearbox.
39% to be precise. Yep.
We like to be precise here.
So is that
on
six-
Classic Car Ninjas.
So is that,
probably look that
is that
up,
61% that can go wrong then? Is that what we're looking at here?
Oh,
Something like that, yeah. Anyway, now I know you guys don't like them. I mean, I've had American cars in the past. I mean, Steve is known affectionately as IROC Steve because he used to have a Camaro. So, you know, I've had a Crossfire before. I had a manual one. If I was going to get one again, I would get an automatic. I think it'd be a little bit smoother. The gearbox was quite taut on it. It was quite high clutched, but I really enjoyed them. I think they're retro, and I think one day they're going to be a classic.
yeah, you might
But
be
you're
right.
One
quite
day.
right,
Yeah,
though,
might be
Toby.
right.
I think Jeremy Clarkson was right as well. It does look like a Labrador parking its breakfast. And that's one thing. But you're quite right with the mechanicals. Good, solid, reliable mechanicals. Those 3.2 engines do have a rotation for blowing head gaskets.
Is it a
But-
Mercedes engine?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 3.2 litre
Yeah.
Mercedes. They do blow ahead gaskets.
Yeah.
But having said that, they're not that expensive to fix, really. It's a pretty much it's a normally aspirated engine for a start. You know, it's powerful. It sounds nice. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Lovely. Well, from the Mercedes man, that's what I expected. Richard, I'll have your
I'll
opinion
foam in the
now.
mouth in a minute.
I did consider one once because you owned one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
And
back
I
in the
thought,
day.
oh, okay, that's interesting, but maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not for you.
Maybe not.
So what's your choice then?
For 5 grand, a Fiat Barchetta.
Nice. I like that.
Left-hand
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah,
Why
nice.
not?
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
boat, as they say in Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't see many around. I've seen a couple for sale recently because of the summer weather.
Of course.
But I think they needed welding and because they're old now.
Fiat.
Yeah, it's a Fiat and it's old. But yeah, they do an orange one, a blue one, I think a black one.
And a yellow, because I saw a
Yeah,
yellow one.
yeah, there is a
I saw a
yellow
yellow
one,
one
that's
when we
right.
were at Stony Stratford
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago,
know,
and they're not. They're nice.
Yeah, you get. I mean, a decent one is about 6 grand. rubbish one about 4 or 5 grand that
Yeah.
needs a bit of work. I did consider it, but we're now June. As the months go on, it's kind of like the summer's going to go, and it's just it's not going to be usable in the winter, is it?
Well,
It's not a winter car. It's a summer car.
Does it
True.
matter? I mean, the thing is, then,
Storage as well.
Yeah,
is the problem,
well,
isn't it?
yeah,
You got to
it's-
think where to store it.
Yeah.
£5 grand
Yeah.
car.
Got to be away
It's
somewhere.
small.
hasn't
I mean, I could
Yeah.
put it in a shed
Yeah.
somewhere or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
With a lawnmower.
Many yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I do
yeah.
like the idea of the Barchetta. I like its exclusivity. I
Exactly.
like the way it's different. I like the way it's
It's
left-hand drive only.
Do they drive well? Are they?
I've never driven
Well,
one.
I think
to be honest.
I think
I've
it's
never
based on a
driven one.
Punto, so
Never
it's
driven
pretty
one.
Really?
it's pretty reliable and running gear, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, they're pretty good actually. I mean, so they're all sort of well-proven mechanicals as well. I mean, the thing is with Fiat's, when they're certainly with their fire engine, fully integrated robotised engines, they're really, really, really good. You know, long gone are the days when Fiat stood for "Fix It Again, Tony."
Yeah.
Fix it again, Toby.
Yeah. Oh, Toby.
Yeah, Toby, yeah.
Toby. But no, they're pretty good. Now, I don't know too much about them, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, they're pretty good bits of kit, I think, and I think you're quite right. And so
I
it's
just
a
like
little bit
I like
rarer.
cars that are different anyway.
It's rare, isn't
It's
it?
left-hand
And
drive,
It's
you know,
got a nice
okay,
view
right.
from the back
Yeah.
end as well.
Yeah.
I always call
Yeah.
them a barchetta, by the way. Is
Yeah,
that?
I
Yes,
thought
is that the right way
barchetta.
to
I think
say
in
it?
thought
Italian
barchetta.
it's a strong C, barchetta.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
Sounds like a
barchetta.
Yeah.
It's like Lance's Lancia.
Yeah,
isn't
it is,
yeah.
Whatever.
Go on,
Well, you
Jake.
should mention
What you
that.
got?
Yeah,
But
so
we'll come
we've
back
had
to that. We'll
so
come
we've
back to
had
that.
Italians,
Yeah.
we've had Japanese, we've had American come German.
Forward slash.
Let's see what Jake's
Right,
got for
okay.
us.
You're going to be surprised, actually.
Come on, Jake.
This is going to blow you out the
You
water.
mean you're not saying a Mercedes 190?
No, I've always been a bit Mercedes biased, and for good reason. We will come back to that a little bit later, but I've actually gone for something French, quirky,
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
And we've owned one, i.e., with my first wife. We had a Peugeot 406 Coupe.
Oh yeah.
And it was a really
Nice.
pretty
Yeah.
car. It was beautiful. It was so practical.
Yeah.
Diesel,
It was
petrol.
enormously comfortable. It was a 2 litre petrol. It did a 3 litre V6.
I remember
And
those.
a 2 litre petrol. And we had a 2 litre petrol. It was unbelievably reliable. We did 100,000 miles in this car. Never missed a beat. Changed the cam belt. It did 34 miles to the gallon. And it looked beautiful.
it did.
It was a
Pininfarina as
really,
well.
really
Yeah.
pretty car.
Pininfarina
We had the
design, of
buttresses
course.
at the back as well. So, you know, you look at the side
Nice,
profile of 3/4 from the rear. It's like a bloody Ferrari,
rare.
this thing.
Ruined it with the next one. It was
Yeah.
407 was the next one.
rubbish,
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't quite cut it, did it?
Didn't carry
Because it had
on.
to get the vents to look like a Ferrari 550 Maranello.
Long overhang at the front.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
But your long overhang at the front, you're quite right. But the 406 Coupe, I think, is a real future classic because I think not only is it beautiful, pretty, whatever, and it's just a really good car. It's very practical, very comfortable, fast enough, economical. So when you got £5 to spend on a classic car, if you got £5 to spend on a classic car, you really don't want something too expensive to run.
Yeah.
And I think the really important thing with a £5 classic car, right, is can you get bits for it? Because it's a normal run-of-the-mill car, 406, you're always going to find second-hand spare parts for it.
Can you still get
So-
from Peugeot? Would they still sell parts?
Well, yeah, I think Peugeot would
probably
still sell
would do,
parts.
to be
But
fair.
I bet you bollocks to a barn dance, you'd find your first spare bits on eBay.
Yeah,
You know, and I think you would be able to run a 406 Coupe.
I wouldn't need
Yeah.
spare parts because mine's Japanese. But you talk about parts.
Yeah, okay, I get that. But it's a lovely car. We've owned one. We did 100,000 miles on it. That's length, width, breadth of the shaft. It was reliable. It was comfortable. It was fast enough and cheap to run.
Pretty.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that was quite a.
Yeah.
That's quite
That's-
a left.
that's
That's
a
quite a
surprise,
left,
isn't it?
That's left field for you,
Yeah,
Jake.
it is very left
I,
field for me.
I
You're
I
right,
thought
yeah.
you were a shoe-in for a Mercedes 190 or something.
No,
But,
no, poor
Next time.
Peugeot 406
Next time.
Coupe.
Oh, there you go.
Raise my glass.
There you go.
okay, well, that's great. Well, thanks, guys, for that. We've had one from Japan, we had one from Italy, we had one from France, and we had the best one from America and Germany.
And another.
And anyway, well, that was good. So thanks very much for talking about that, boys. We're going to move on to 10 grand cars right after this.
After these messages.
Yeah, from our sponsors.
Yeah, from our sponsors. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Welcome back to part 2. We're going to talk about having 10 grand to spend. What would you buy for 10k?
£10,000.
£10,000.
10,000 is quite an investment for a toy car.
It's a lot of money. You have to be careful. A careful purchase.
You have to get that past the petticoat management, the Minister of War, etc., etc., etc. Yeah,
Absolutely. 10 grand to say, I know you want a new kitchen, but I think we should put something in the garage
That's a good
instead.
point.
Let's
Good point.
invest.
Let's
Money.
invest, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jake, are you going to surprise
Well,
us
I tell
with
you-
a German, or is it going to go to the United Nations
Do you know
and you're
what?
going
No,
somewhere
no,
else?
no. I'm going to be very unbiased this time, which will surprise you. I know. I've gone for something British this time. Now, I've actually quite desired these. I've driven one or two or three of these. I've always liked the Series 3 Jaguar Daimler Double Six.
Nice.
The 4.2s, the 5.3 litre V12s, whatever. £10,000. What does it buy you? It could buy you a lot of trouble, actually. But sometimes you can be lucky. For £10,000, if you get it for the right price, you knock somebody down, get it in the right ballpark. A car that's done 60,000 miles, it's been well looked after, well serviced, etc., and everything works, which is unusual.
It's a Jaguar.
Yes,
are,
yeah,
are
exactly.
they 10 grand or are they around 10 grand? What are we looking
The
at?
prices of them tend to be between 6 and 20. Wow. You can see them up to 40, but they've got sort of 15, 16,000 miles on the clock. That, I think, that low mileage tends to hurt them a little bit. You're better off finding a car that's been used.
Used one, yeah.
Yeah, by an enthusiast. The best ones to buy, used by an enthusiast that's been looked after, well serviced, and somebody that knows what they're doing with it as well, because they are complicated cars in many ways.
Broad spectrum on prices then. That varies quite a lot from
Yeah.
cheap to really expensive then for
Yes.
the same car.
But judging
Yeah.
by what we were talking about earlier about the price of that recent car auction, I'm thinking the best of the best must be 10 grand now.
Maybe, maybe not. I think you've got to be really, really careful what you're looking at. I think that the thing is with these cars, they're beautiful cars. They're designed by, funny enough, by Pininfarina, same as the Peugeot 406. The Series 3 Jaguar Daimler saloons, Series 3s, were designed by Pininfarina. And they got it just right. They got the balance of the styling just right. They went from the Series 1 to Series 2, then the Series 3. I think it's a really gorgeous car. Came out, I think, in 1979, and it kept the production run right the way until 1992. Actually, maybe early 93.
Classic Jag.
That's right.
It's a real classic
93.
Jag. In
That's
fact, the
right,
XJ1, the XJ40 didn't have the V12 engine in because they couldn't put it in there because the engineers designed the car so they couldn't put the engine in there in the first place because originally they didn't want the V8 Rover engine to go in it, and they wanted to obviously bastardise the chassis to make sure that V12 engine didn't go in. But later on, they actually did put the V12 engine in there, on the XJ40, again, 1993, 94, whatever it was,
And now wasn't that when they brought it out to 6 litre?
They bought it out to 6 litres, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that was quite a machine, the XJ40 with the V12, but we're talking about the Series 3, the early classic, Series 3 designed by, well, tweaked designing-wise by Pininfarina. And if you can find a really good one that's been looked after, again, by an enthusiast,
Good car.
My dad had one actually back in the day. It was about 6 years old when he had it, but he didn't have the V12. He had a 4.2
Great.
Daimler
Great engine.
Sovereign.
Yeah.
And that was a lovely car. It seemed to have almost like as much presence as a Rolls Royce.
Classy.
I remember getting
Thick
driven.
leather, just classy.
I remember getting
Walnut.
driven
You can
to
park
school
them
in
anywhere,
it back
can't
in
you?
the day.
And they
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
What's great
Yeah.
about Jaguars and Daimlers is they have this cocoon feeling, like Rolls-Royce does. You cocoon with wood and leather. This is something that Mercedes and BMW have never quite got.
Yeah,
no way.
You have this lovely feeling of a big wooden fascia and everything, and you cocoon with this wood and leather sort of environment. And again, the Germans have never
And
got it quite right.
Real wood. Trim that looks like
Yeah,
wood.
quite,
None of
yeah.
this plastic.
Yeah.
The
Right,
German
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Anyway, it's mine.
That's an interesting one. I have actually got a one for you that might surprise you. Might surprise you all. I
Go
was
on,
thinking
go on
about
then.
this the other day.
Have you owned it or not?
No, I haven't owned it, but
Is it a Chrysler Crossfire?
it's not a
Is
great.
it the one with low mileage?
Anyway,
Convertible.
I do like a big Citroen. Do like a big Citroen. I recently inherited 1/3 of a Citroen SM from my dad, which I share with my brothers.
Gorgeous car.
And for me, this is unusual, but I really, really like the Citroen C6.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's
That is
curveball.
unusual.
That is a
Now,
curveball.
Okay.
These are-
Please
Yeah,
do
I
tell us
don't see
why.
many of those now. I know.
Do you know why you
No.
don't see many? They sold
do they-
between 2006 and 2012. They only made 23,000, and they only sold 1,000 in the UK.
Wow.
Oh dear. Why?
Over 6 years.
Well, they're just not popular.
Well, I think it was completely the wrong market for
Right.
Citroen at the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Citroen
High
were,
end.
Citroen were marketing
Yeah.
themselves as a budget brand, and then they brought out this mega luxury saloon, very quirky, very Citroen, completely off the wall. The interior is something else. It's absolutely fantastic.
Where were they aiming at? Were they aiming at
It was
5 Series or?
I think it was aimed at I think
What
it
was
was,
their price point? Do you know?
yeah, the
kind
price
of-
point was
Do
around.
you know, I don't know.
I think it was about. I think they were about 37, 38 grand.
Because they were
that was
leveled up
then.
and everything,
That's a
weren't
lot of
they?
money for a
That was a
Yeah.
lot of bread, wasn't
That's
it?
a lot
They
of
were.
money.
That's why they.
So the
That's why they
alternative
didn't
might
sell
be
it.
German.
You've
Well, it's
got a one to
E-Class
Citroen.
Mercedes territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's face it,
So-
BMW
Yeah.
5 Series.
Fives
isn't
and
it?
It was a
E's.
gamble.
It was
Makes
very
sense.
much. It was very much.
Appreciation.
Very much a luxury car.
Yeah.
There was one economy model, which was the 2.2 diesel HDI,
Right.
and they're good for like I've seen them around for like 178,000 miles before they need any major work. So, but that was a bit. It was a bit utilitarian, that engine, compared to
Yeah.
they had a 2.7
Imagine
diesel.
it'd be the Peugeot diesel engine.
Yeah.
We had 2.7 diesel,
Common
but they
engine.
also had a 3 litre petrol, which did about 3 miles to the gallon. And because of the time it was at, it's subject to very expensive tax. Now I know, Richard, your Maserati is the same, but you have the
Gold.
You put you
Gold
put
tax.
you can put it up. You can put up because you're driving a
Most of my cars have
Maserati.
always got gold
Yeah.
tax. So you're right.
But
Yeah.
but these are I think they're 730 or 750 pound a year tax,
That's-
and that's why you now see them
Yeah.
Yeah.
for low money. But the best of
just
the
too
best,
much tax.
the best of the best of £10,000. They're quirky, they're unique, and I think they will. They will. I mean, all big Citroens, the DS, the SM, even the CX,
Yeah.
all big Citroens eventually become classics, and I think C6 will probably just through rarity alone will they'll get into classic cars.
I guess they're going to get to a price point where the road fund license exceeds the value of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
now
that-
you're talking
that's a
PT
good-
Cruisers,
that's a
aren't you?
good-
Is that enough? Is that enough to
And
kill it, though, is
crossfires.
it? Really, you know?
Yeah, you've got a good point
yeah.
there.
It's a lot of
But I think the
tax,
thing is,
yeah.
you're absolutely right. And that's what I said about the Peugeot as well. It's a quirky car. It's different. What I love about French cars, they dare to be so different from everybody else. To say they build cars like this, we're going to build that. And I know the C6's got this dimpled rear window for a start
Yeah.
as well. There's all kinds of weird features about the car. But also, when you look in a Citroen, I remember looking in a Citroen C6 and thinking, look at this luxury in here. This is a serious luxury car. And the level of quality actually stunned me, if I'm honest.
Does the quirkiness put people off? Do they
Probably.
think quirky, or let's just
You
go
remember
with...
the Citroen CX?
Yeah. There were a BX.
Doesn't get any... Well, BX
Yeah.
as well,
I
yeah,
sold a
very
few
quirky,
BXs.
yeah.
They were
Quite
good-
common,
they were
weren't
good
they?
things.
BXs was a car that put
Yeah.
them on the map. They took them to be a normal car rather than
Yeah,
the quirky,
the quirky
Citroen.
manufacturer, yeah.
But yeah, CXs have very much come into their own in the last 2 years. Look at the price of CXs
Well,
now.
CX Safaris, the CX turbos as well. Quite a fast car. Almost cracked 140 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Fast car.
Fast
Yeah.
car. So that's my entry at the £10,000 level. I think that would be the that would be the gambling punt I'd go for.
Definitely
but
a gamble.
if I was pushed, I'd probably buy a Mercedes CL W140. So there you go.
So, sod the quirkiness, let's just go normal.
Yeah, let's go normal.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go normal.
Let's have it.
So I want a Jag XJR V8 4 litre
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
X308 version.
And that's the slightly more rounder one after the
Rounder-
J40, yeah?
That's right, yeah. Rounded 4 front headlights, 370 horsepower, automatics, AJ V8s. Everyone loves the AJ V8s in these things.
Good motor.
They are a good motor, yeah. 125,000 miles gets you one for just short of 10 grand. Great looking car.
They are.
Lots of road presence as well.
The thing about Jags, and I think this it's suffered with Jags, and I think they've done their best to get out of it. And I know they did their disastrous relaunch recently, which is now thankfully gone. But they were
Yeah,
trying to
shocking.
get away from the bank manager image.
Definitely, they had an image, and they stuck with it through all of them, didn't they? The X-Type and what was the other one?
The S-Type.
S-Type, X-Types, and they had the same image, and the image has moved on, but their customers didn't move on. Their customers got older,
Yeah.
and the cars just didn't move with modern times, and that's probably why they are where they are now.
I think that was the model. You're actually quite right. It did move Jaguar on. And it was the first Jaguar, or actually the first four-door saloon to eclipse, really, in terms of performance, straight line, certainly, BMW M5. And that's what Jaguar aimed to do. And they did it with that supercharged engine, didn't they?
Yeah, 370 horsepower.
Yeah.
What year was that? 1998. So
Yeah,
that'd be
so-
the 5 litre M5,
Yeah.
400 horsepower.
That
so they
400
weren't-
horsepower, so it was right up there, wasn't it? I think
were.
the later ones were actually slightly more, weren't they? I think, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
But
think
yeah,
it went up
awesome
to
cars.
400 something, yeah.
And you say
I think,
that that's a £10,000 car.
Just shy of 10 grand. Again,
You won't find
125,000
M5
miles.
for that.
No.
No, of course not.
Slightly less miles, slightly more money,
Yeah.
slightly more miles, slightly less money. But that seemed middle of the road for a nice looking Jag.
Yeah.
British Racing Green, cream interior. What's not to like?
Well,
No,
you mean bank manager spec?
Bank manager spec. I think they came.
Yeah.
Didn't they come with a briefcase as standard in these things?
They did, pipe and slippers for later
Yeah,
on.
and a cap.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So we've had 2 Jaguars, we've had a Citroen and half a Mercedes. Richard, what you got for us at 10 grand?
I'm afraid I've got Italian again.
Surely not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now this car can be like anything from 5k to 15, 20k, depends on its condition. A Lancia Beta Monte Carlo.
Sexy car.
Yeah, not many around there.
No, hang on a second.
Didn't Herbie fall in love with one of those? I think he did, didn't he, Herbie? The Beetle, you know.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to watch
the
that.
film,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll
If
have
you're a
to see
child
that.
like me, you watch the film.
Yeah, I always like those because they look like a mini Ferrari back in the day, like a red one, say, 2-door, etc., etc. And they were just kind of affordable, I think, or they used to be affordable. Then they went sort of rock bottom, 3, 4, 5 grand. And then I think the American market, I think a lot of them were for the American market. But, twin headlights and stuff like that later on.
Yeah.
The rubber
Yeah.
bumpers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All the bigger
I got you.
bumpers and
Ruined
stuff.
it,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, I just thought it a bit different, really, and I've always had a fond
It's a pretty car.
spot. Yeah, it's pretty.
I think wasn't the main
Probably,
problem.
is it Bertoni, maybe? I don't know.
I
can't
would
remember.
guess there's
I need to look.
Bertoni
Yeah.
styling.
Oh,
Sounds
was
about
it?
right.
Yeah, 'cause it's quite blocky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the main problem with Lancias that they were rusting when they were in the showroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they had a serious rust issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Yeah.
the best cars are now just piles of rust in people's garage. Is that,
In fact, they're not cars anymore, are they?
I mean, is that? Are we being facetious? Is that a stereotype, or are the cars, all the best cars, still out there?
There is cars. There's a chap up the road with one, and he's not in a locked garage. He's just undercover, and he's always there. And
What,
look,
Lancia?
yeah,
Yeah. What model? The
I don't know. 'Cause
Oh,
I can't quite see it from the distance, but it's definitely a Lancia.
half is
Lancia
rusted
Beta.
away. You can't tell
I
what
can't
model
see
it
the
was.
badge anymore.
It's a badge for all of you.
Buried in the rust.
Get over there. It's actually a Fiat.
Yeah, it's a Fiat. Yeah.
They did Volumex ones and all sorts, didn't they? They did
That was
some.
a supercharger.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Volume X.
They did
Yeah.
some
Volume
It
X,
was,
yes.
yeah.
Friend had one of those. I think it's a 2-litre volume supercharged.
Was that the Gamma? That was the Volume X? I can't remember which one it
The
was.
Beta they did one.
That was the Beta. No, it was
Yeah,
the
Beta.
Beta, not the
Yeah.
Gamma. They did a Gamma
And that was
Coupe,
quick.
which
Gamma was
nice,
bigger,
which
wasn't
was
it? Yeah.
different style.
My dad had a Gamma Coupe back in the day, 2.5 engine, lovely
Gorgeous car, actually.
really nice.
Gorgeous car.
Yeah.
Bit like the Fiat 130 Coupe as well.
Very
That's
much,
ideal.
very
Yeah.
same family,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
But again, another beautiful car. Actually, I quite
Yeah.
like those Italian cars that dare to be different.
Yeah.
I mean, you dread the electrics and what's going to happen next and what's going to go wrong. But you know what? Yeah,
I
beautiful
guess
cars.
simple electric, so you can work on it. You know, there's a cable that goes from A to B, maybe via a relay.
Have you seen a Haynes manual to a car like this?
Yeah.
You remember the Haynes manual?
Yeah.
the
I do remember the
electrical
They
manuals.
dials?
should have used
Yeah.
more colour coding, not use all that
Just
cable.
all black
and white.
Yeah, well, let's let go.
Let's just take them together.
Yes, right, yeah.
Let me tell you what a Lancia wiring going is. It's red to red, black to black, and blue to bits. Right, that's the wiring going on a
There
Lancia.
you go.
No ECUs.
No,
Nothing more technical.
no ECUs there.
No ECUs. I mean, I think you're talking classic cars at a whole there. That's why we like the older ones.
We do. We don't like ECUs, do we?
No.
So
We do
we've
not
got,
like ECUs.
a pair of Jags,
Pair of Jags.
a Citroen, and a Lancia. So that's your 10 grand. Join us after the break. We're going to be talking what we'd spend if we had £20,000. See you in a sec.
Big money. Well, it's all going down a treat, gentlemen, isn't it? Well, that's my diet gun for a ball of chalk, isn't it? Let's face it. Okay, so what we've talked about 5 grand cars, 10 grand cars, 20, and we're on to 20 grand cars
On
now,
to
yeah?
20. Yeah.
20 grand cars, okay.
Now, 20 grand, that's a fair chunk.
You're going first then?
That's a fair chunk
I'll
of
take
money
it.
as well, is it? 20 grand.
It's significant.
It's a lot to
Yeah,
spend on
for
a
a
car.
toy.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
money
you
for
can't
it's
hire
a lot
20
of-
grand very easy from Petticoat Management, can you?
And that's,
No.
that's a lovely kitchen as well, 20 grand, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be a tricky one, that one.
Yeah,
Am I going first?
yeah, you are.
If you want to go first.
Yeah.
Get your book, Steve, and give us
Yeah.
some
Come on,
facts.
come
Let me check my notes.
Right, check your notes. Come on, what you got there?
So, I do like my Germans, and I do like my BMs, and these got slated when they were new. They weren't hugely popular when they were new.
Right.
Didn't handle the best. Bit decisive on looks. Good engines though. BMW Z3 M. Roadster.
Moving on.
That
Okay.
engine.
Are they big tail happy though?
They're very tail happy.
Yeah, they are.
They're a lot scuttly
Snap
shaky.
oversteer.
Tail happy for sure.
Okay.
But great engines. That M3 engine, fantastic
So
engine.
that's the M3, and that's the. That's not the clown shoe. You're talking the convertible, yeah?
Yeah, Roadster convertible.
Oh, right,
yes. Yeah. 3.2, 316 horsepower in the S52 6-cylinder. Found one in the classifieds, E36-7.
Right.
18,950 pounds, 20,000 miles.
Oh, okay.
Silver, red with black interior as well.
Okay.
Lovely looking car. Deep dish rear wheels. Fantastic. And they sound, BM 6-cylinders, that's what they do the best.
Well, you're right. When it comes to
Six-cylinders.
straight sixes,
They
BMW
know
do
it.
the best straight sixes in the world.
Yeah.
I would say this quietly, even better than Mercedes.
Definitely.
God,
and
you heard it here first, folks.
and that now,
Yeah.
all those days of scuttle shake, they don't look the best. Now, you put them into modern traffic, they stand out a mile.
They
They're
do.
good looking cars now.
Yeah.
Now, did they make many? Because I know that a pal of mine had a 1.9 petrol one.
They did lots of different versions, yeah, 1.9s, maybe even 1.8s. Definitely 2 litres, 2.5s. I think they've got the 3 litre one as well, but that might have been in the bread van style, and then of course the 3.2 is the M's as well.
Right, and,
Good-
and that's an M3 engine, is it?
It's the M3 engine, yeah. Broad spectrum of engines, obviously all-door 2 doors, coupe, bread van, plenty to choose from. Good looking cars.
Very
I
powerful.
agree
Yeah,
with
very
you on
cool.
the.
Quick cars,
Yeah.
I think.
I agree on the bread
Yeah.
van. I think they call them the clown shoe.
Clown
don't they?
shoe.
They look like a
Yeah,
clown
yeah.
shoe. Now I know that they're really going up in value
Yeah.
now. They were like pocket monies in the classifieds for years and years. But it's like a lot of cars, we talk about how they're going up. It'll be interesting to see if any have gone through auctions recently. Because obviously, when we started talking about this, we're talking about how everything's falling on its arse.
That could have been in the £5,000 budget,
Yeah,
couldn't it, at
maybe,
auctions?
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see, but that's interesting. So you've gone German. I'm actually going to go British. As you know, I'm a big fan of Rolls-Royce, so I'm going to say a word for you now, Jake. I'm
Okay.
going to say I've got 20 grand to spend. I'm thinking Bentley
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Which
yeah.
one? Which model?
SZs.
SZs. Now, as you know,
Real Bentley.
yeah, the real bad. I like an S. I like the Rolls-Royce shaped SZ. But if I was going to buy another classic car and I had that sort of money, I think a Bentley Turbo R, or if I could find one for the right money, a Bentley Turbo RT. Now that was the run out model, and that was a super duper one. That's got, I think that's 400
horsepower.
420 horsepower
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Yeah.
2 tons.
0 to 60 under 6 seconds.
That's not
Top
bad,
speed
actually, is it?
150. Now
Big car.
Yeah.
I can tell you that the SZ Rolls-Royce, my Silver Spur, it handles. I mean, you've all been in it. It handles like a Blamont on wheels. I know that having driven, I've driven Bentley Turbo R's as well, and Bentley Turbo R's don't handle like a Blamont on wheel. I mean, they don't handle like the Z3 you were
yeah.
talking about, but they're not on their door handles when they're going around corners and stuff.
Yeah, they were never designed to be a performance car, were they? They
No,
just
no,
had good
no.
performance, but they weren't a fantastic handling car.
I remember years ago watching a review of a guy who had one, and this was when they were brand new, and he said the thing about the Rolls Royce, he said that's like the fat kid with asthma, whereas the Bentley Turbo R is the captain of the football team, and that was the difference.
That's good.
That's not a bad analogy, actually,
Yeah,
is it?
So I was a fat kid with asthma then.
Yeah, I'm a fat kid with asthma at the moment.
I was thinking more blancmange.
I'd love to be the captain of the football team.
Right,
But
okay.
I think the SZ, the good ones are now 20 grand.
Yeah.
The bad ones are now 5 grand. And Jake and I have both
Yeah.
known a lot about Rolls Royces,
Yeah.
and there are 2 sayings we live by. If you can't afford a good one, you really can't afford a bad
No.
one.
So again, is 20 grand upper budget?
Well, it's upper budget now, yeah.
Oh, is it?
No,
So
you buy a really nice one for that. 20 grand would buy you 40,000 miler Series 3, well, I say Series of Mark 3, Mark 4, whatever, you know, ones with the encapsulated bumpers, etc., and all that sort of thing. They're the ones to go for. I've got the Zytec engine management as well, with the Turbo S and Turbo RT as well.
Yeah.
And did a Turbo RL, which is a longer wheelbase one, but later on they tended to be longer wheelbase cars anyway.
Yeah.
And they're only right to buy actually in the longer wheelbase, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
The standard wheelbase car is, I wouldn't say cramped, but it's
Z-
better
Z-
balanced
the
when you've got
Z3 is
long wheelbase.
cramped
Yeah, Z3
compared to
yeah. Well, it's a different car, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, you were talking about the horsepower. They're not all about horsepower. They redline at 4,500 RPM on the tacho, but you're getting £616 per foot of torque
On the Turbo R.
on the Turbo S.
S.
You know, you're talking serious amount of torque. It's all about when you plant your foot, it's just going to go.
It's going to waft away.
It's going to waft away. The engine's going to just tickle along, 3,000, 4,000 RPM change, and you're still going like a bloody rat that's been stabbed.
I want res. I want to see a high red line, 6, 7, 8,000
No,
res.
no, not in that.
Yeah,
not in that.
not in that.
No.
If you had Civic
No,
Type
this thing will
R,
headbutt
that's-
the horizon just like your Z3, but it'll do it without even realising it.
Type R, red line up at 8, 9,000 revs, whatever
Wonderful.
they are. Z3 again, screaming 600 engine. That's where I like my power.
Yeah, fair enough.
Somewhere high up out the way.
Fair enough. Well, that's where we differ.
You wouldn't get that in a Bentley. But yeah, so to answer your question, guys, if I had 20 grand, I'd be looking for a top end Bentley Turbo R, probably Turbo RL, as Jake said. The standard SZ is actually very cramped in the back for such a large car. But the L and the Silver Spur, the one I've got, for example, that's got the extra 4 inches of legroom in the back, and it makes all the difference.
There is another one, actually. You might be slightly over 20 grand. I'm sorry if I'm interjecting it a bit, Toby. But actually, Rolls-Royce did a flying spur, I think it was in 1995 model year, with the round headlamps, with a Rolls-Royce radiator grille. They called it the flying spur, and basically it was a Turbo R engine in a Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
If you could find those around the 20 grand mark, I don't think you would. Would you? Because they're quite rare, aren't they? But that would be a hell of a find. Hell of a find.
But then, if you remember, when just before the Silver Ceres came out, and they did the last run, they called them Silver Dawns. They were 6.7 with a low pressure turbo
They
engine.
do LPTs, yeah, they're pressure turbo, yeah.
And they were a completely different animal from the non-turbocharged SZs. So, but again, you know, perhaps we'll meet up again in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll say what we buy for 30 grand. You know,
Let's raise the budgets.
Raise the budget. That's the ballpark, isn't it?
Yeah,
For
you
one of
know,
those.
yeah.
Really, really nice
And a flying
pitching.
spur,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
fair
so
enough.
so I've obviously gone safe with a Bentley because I'm a Rolls Royce man. Jake, are you going to surprise us?
no, probably not. I'm
Who
gonna-
reckons Mercedes?
Right,
Show of hands on Mercedes.
Oh, okay, guys. Okay. So anyway, at least I've gone for something different, and then you know. But I have to say, yes, I've had lots of Mercedes, and I love them. And the reason why I love them, because they're good, dependable old buses. And the one I really had and really loved, and I've had 5 of them, is the 560 SELs and SECs. The SECs are gorgeous, beautiful, nice styling. It was starred by Bruno Sacco, actually, by the way, was another Italian. So all 3 cars that I've actually come up with, all designed by Italians. And the SEC is a beautiful car. The SEL, a standard
Are
saloon.
we saying the Italians can style them, they just can't build them?
Probably.
Is that what we're saying?
Probably, yes.
Let's speak to the Maserati owner over there.
but I love them. One thing I love about the 560s, not the 500, got 420, 500, 560. The 560 stands way apart from all the other V8 S-Class
Jake,
saloons.
you're talking, when you're saying the 560 SEL, you're talking the W126, yeah?
W126, sorry, I do apologise. But W126 was made between 1979 and 1992. The 560s came about late 85 and ran all the way through to the production end in 1992. It really was, if I'm really honest, it was probably the fastest mass-produced production four-door saloon car in the world. Okay, there's BMW M5s, there's Maserati Quattroports, etc. But if you got in a limousine and you wanted to go like stink, this is the car you had. And they were seriously fast. And I'll tell you what, I used to love doing this. Jaguar Drivers Club Day at Santa Pod. Rung what you brung day. Jaguar Drivers Club. Rung what you brung. I'd take my 560 down there, down the strip, and I remember as I was lining up, I got my windows down so I could hear what the commentator was saying, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, somebody's bought a taxi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
somebody's
dear.
somebody's
dear.
bought a taxi. Well, I lined up next door to a Jaguar XJS 5.3 litre V12 HE. HE.
Yeah, HE.
High efficiency. And I blew its doors off.
Wow.
Absolutely blew its doors off with a big limousine. And the thing is, I love about the 560s, they're very, very fast. And my one, I've got one today. I love it. It goes like stink. And it's the car I think I'll never sell.
Yeah, well.
Until
Until I find another one.
we've always got things
I
we'll never
think
sell.
I've talked enough about them now. You can see it's got a place in my heart. There we are. Come
Over
on,
to
Richard.
you.
Well, I'm going British. Actually.
Whoa,
yeah, I'm
let's
going
have it.
British.
That's dangerous.
I know.
Is it
This
a
is for
British car designed by
20 grand.
Is it going to break?
No, it's actually. I don't know if you can get one for about 20k now. You could a few years ago. Jensen Interceptor.
Wow, what a
yeah.
what a great
It
pick.
I might be able to get one with the engine lights on or something.
Yeah, it
And,
might be a bit of a dog. DOG,
Yeah, a bit
this
of a
one.
dog.
Oh, I know. I would
Bit of a
say.
dog.
I think 20.
Yeah.
I think 20 grand during the
It's-
sweet spot.
it's-
7.2 V8, if I remember.
Yeah, someone got an 8 litre Buick engine in, I think.
Oh, later
yeah.
ones, yeah. And
Yeah, later one 7.4, 8 litre.
They did a 7
Yeah.
point, they did a 5.9, 6.3, and a 7.2,
There
which
you
is a
go.
440.
Yeah. But that's a
Chrysler.
nice- it's classy. It's British.
Yeah.
It's
And the name, Interceptor. What a
It's
name!
really
Right,
cool.
isn't it?
Wayne
Really cool.
Jensen. I mean,
Yeah.
Jensen Interceptor.
Right, to drive a
I think
Jensen
It's
Interceptor.
just
Yeah.
it's a
FF.
fantastic name
Yeah.
for a British car.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's lovely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, I think that's for 20 grand. I
Yeah.
think that's probably no offense to Aaron. That's the best suggestion I've heard so far. I mean, that's British.
Z3.
I'll blow your doors off there. Sounds
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a
That's a hell of a car. I mean, the shape of the back of it, you know,
Yeah.
the curved.
Yeah. And
design,
four-wheel
it
drive
was-
as well, weren't they? The
the
FF.
FF was.
version,
Yeah, the FF.
You won't get an
Yeah,
FF for less than
no.
100 grand for a good one.
Surprised you get an Interceptor for 20. Is that what they are?
Well, they kind of went down
Yeah.
to that a few years ago. Now you could get one, but it'd be a dog.
Yeah.
It's
I don't,
Okay,
think,
work in
I, don't think, I don't
progress.
think it'd be a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, more like a work in
Yeah.
Well, I could
progress.
use it daily and put it, park it anywhere. I wouldn't know.
And when someone says, what car do you drive?
Jensen
Interceptor.
I mean, they go, wow.
Oh, I
Jesus, what's
nearly
that?
bought, as you know,
instantly Google
Bristol,
it.
but-
Depends on
Yeah,
the
what
age.
hell? Yeah.
A great car. The one I love is the most unbelievable, groundbreaking car that Britain has ever produced is a Jensen Interceptor FF, and it had not only four-wheel drive with 3 differentials, etc., but it also had Dunlop Maxarette ABS brakes.
Oh, wow.
It was the first car, let's face it, the first car that was a performance car with four-wheel drive. Forget the Audi Quattro, that came God knows how many years after.
Decade later.
Decades. Yeah, 15
Yeah.
years later, boom.
Yeah.
Audi Quattro appeared 81, whatever. This was 1967, I think.
Yeah, I can't
And so you got
remember now.
Ferguson
Yeah.
Formula 4-wheel drive with Dunlop Maxarette ABS brakes. I mean, how far ahead is that?
That is
Chrysler
That is
engine,
way,
torque,
way ahead,
torque
isn't it?
flight auto gearbox.
Absolutely. 6.3 litre Chrysler engine with a
Fantastic.
torque flight gearbox, 4-wheel drive, 3 differentials, and Dunlop Maxarette ABS
Was
brakes.
it, you know,
Wow.
it's double vents or something on the side?
Yeah,
for
that's
the
right.
four-wheel
That's
drive.
how you tell
Yeah.
the difference between
Yeah,
FF
that's right, yeah,
and
the
the standard
FF,
Jensen.
yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
double vents
The
on
double
the
vents,
wings,
yeah,
on the wing vents, yeah. What
Oh,
what a
that's
car!
For two-wheel
What a
drive
car.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
two-wheel drive one.
I wonder if
Yeah.
the big engines
Yeah,
had,
smoking
I
tyres.
wonder if they had 6-packs as well then, did they?
A 6-pack, yeah. Not in the FF though, I believe.
Oh, I don't
The
know.
6-pack was different again. Yeah, the 6-pack. I think that was the last of the Mark IIs, and then they brought the Mark III out with the 7.2 litre 440 cubic inch Chrysler engine, which is a 7.2 litre.
Yeah, Chrysler.
Yeah, Chrysler. It was
Yeah.
Chrysler. It was Chrysler.
Yeah,
Definitely
Chrysler,
Chrysler. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course,
Interesting.
big American V8s. You're into those as well. I mean,
I am.
you recently looked at a Bristol.
I did.
Oh, did
I
you
did.
not purchase that?
I
thought you
nearly
purchased
did.
it.
In a way, I wish I had done because it
Yeah.
was a runner. It was affordable, but also it was a rolling restoration. So basically, it could have been there's work to do. I mean, it looked a bit of a dog, but I think underneath, I think the mechanicals of the car are actually quite good. But not everybody gets Bristols, do they? They just don't. They're very, very rare. Very
Marmite. I think they're Marmite.
I
Yeah,
like
because-
Bristols because they're different.
I like Bristols.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
I like it. Yeah, we all like Bristol.
Which-
I like Bristols, don't we? Yeah.
Which sort of
Leave,
Bristol?
leave it to Jake to put that spell on it. But yeah, I like Bristol cars as well.
Very British.
Absolutely. Couldn't be any more British,
And they've
could
got
it?
some good model names, haven't they?
They have the
Yeah.
bow fighter, the fighter, and
Yeah.
to name but a few,
The both fighter
Yeah.
turbo convertible. I
Brigand
thought that
is the
was
other
great.
one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Brigand,
Brigand,
Brigand Turbo. I mean, whoever thought about putting a
Very
Rotomaster Turbo in a car that should have been really just a nice gentleman's express, but no, they put a turbocharger on it as well, and that would do 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds, 150 miles an hour, and
Yeah.
a car that looked like a.
What year are we talking here? What's
That was, I think, very early 80s. We're talking about 81, 82, something
fast
like that.
car?
That was it was a serious performance for a big car, 2 tons of car, 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. It was.
That's moving.
It was moving,
Was
wasn't
it a 4-door car? Is that a 2
It was
No,
two-door.
two-door.
Ah,
But they did charge a lot when they come out. They were expensive.
They were.
I was just
Hand-built.
thinking actually,
Completely
Richard.
hand-built.
I was thinking, Richard. Next time when we do episode 2 of the podcast, perhaps we'll say what cars you go for 50,000, and then I think we'd be looking at classic Bristols, but perhaps not.
yeah,
not in the
good
20s.
ones.
Not in the,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're probably we're of the age now to look at classic Bristols, aren't we?
Well, some of you might be.
Yeah, I think some of the couch maybe, some of the other couch maybe not.
Okay, all right.
Well,
That's good stuff.
on that, I'd just like to thank the boys for coming around tonight and talking cars. I mean, this is what we do a lot of the time without the cameras rolling, so we decided that it was time to put it in front of the camera, so thanks for coming along. I think we all had differing opinions on what we should go out and buy, clearly.
I think mine were right most of the time as well.
Well, I mean, I'd just like to...
Horses for courses.
I like to think that a few opinions have changed, and whilst E3 are going off to buy themselves a Chrysler Crossfire, we'll say good night and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.